Hey guys, great to be back with you. Are you ready to learn about drums? It's one of my most favorite things. Now, drums are a very old instrument, one of the oldest instruments in the world.
Wow.
There are drums that come from all over the world, different countries, different continents, and drums are very, very special. They're part of the culture in a lot of places. They use drums for things like weddings and celebrations and birthdays and parties and all kinds of stuff. Okay, let's talk about drums. Now, there are drums that we can play with our hands. There are drums we play with sticks. And there are drums, well, they're not actually drums, they're part of the drum and percussion family. And there are some that we shake, like shakers and tambourines. And have you seen the little kind of shakers that are shaped like eggs? There are tons of them. Now, all of those drums and those shakers are part of the percussion instrument family. But the kind of drums we're going to learn about today are drum sets. Do you know what a set is? Well, a set is something that has a lot of different pieces. And this is a drum set. Do you see it? Look at all those pieces. A drum set doesn't always have the same amount of drums. You can build your own drum set to be really, really big or really small. And drummers pick all different sizes. Now let's check out the different parts of a drum set. Look at the drum way down at the bottom. Now that drum is called the bass drum, and bass in music means low sound. And this drum is also low to the ground. Now the bass drum is one that we play with our foot. There's a pedal, you see it? It's attached to the bass drum. And when we push the pedal with our foot, the thing that sticks up called a beater hits the drum. And the part of the drum that it hits is called the drum head. All right, check it out. Let's move up just a little bit. The drum that sits in front of the drummer is called the snare drum. And the snare drum is one that you might have heard if you've heard a marching band that does parades. That's a snare drum. We hear snare drums a lot, and they're a big part of drum beats in songs that we hear. We're going to talk more about that later. Now let's move up a little higher on the drum set. Do you see those drums that are up high? Those are called tom-toms. Now there can be small tom-toms that play higher sounds or big tom-toms that play lower sounds. And there's ones that are in between. But the smaller the tom-tom, the higher sound it plays. Alrighty, there's of course another part of the drum set, right? We talked about the drums, but what about those big golden metal things? You know what those are? I bet you do. They're called cymbals, right? Now cymbals, they make a pretty loud sound, and there are all kinds of different cymbals. There are cymbals called hi-hat cymbals, and they are on a stand that you push a pedal and it puts those two cymbals together. It makes them open and close when you push the pedal down or let the pedal up. Now those two hi-hat cymbals, they touch each other, and the one on the bottom is upside down, the one on the top is right side up, and they close and touch each other, and when they touch, the sound stops. When they open up and you hit them, the sound keeps ringing and ringing and ringing. All right, now the cymbals that are bigger than the hi-hats usually, and they're up high on the drum set, those are called crash cymbals because they make a crashing sound when you hit them. There's another cymbal over to the other side, opposite side of the hi-hats, and that's called a ride cymbal, and we play that ride cymbal in a lot of drum beats. All right, so we learned about the bass drum, the snare drum, the tom-toms, the hi-hat, the ride, and the crash cymbals. And that's what makes up most drum sets. All right, now playing the drums usually means you play drum beats. And drum beats are patterns that drummers play that you usually hear in songs. All kinds of music has drums and drum beats in it. Do you want to hear some drum beats?
Yes.
There are drum beats that can be a little simpler with only a few parts of the pattern. Let's hear one of those. What'd you think? Did you like it? Do you want to hear another drum beat? Check this out. All right, cool, right? Let's hear one more drum beat. And could you tell how the drum beats got a little bit more complicated and had more parts to the pattern as we listened to them? Those were great. Hi parents, we hope you and your child enjoyed that music lesson. Hey, if you did, please consider giving us a like and a subscribe to this channel. And also, we've got a ton more lessons at mymusicworkshop.com. Hope to see you there.